Good morning, children of God. So today we're going to be looking at the story of Noah. You can find this Bible story in the book of Genesis 6, verse 5 to 22, and then the whole of chapter 7, the whole of chapter 8, and then the whole of chapter 9 in the book of Genesis. Okay, so let's begin. So the story of Noah begins by stating that the children of the Lord, so the earth had multiplied with a lot of people, so there were a lot of people on earth, and many people where the world was very wicked, and people just had a lot of wicked thoughts, and what was in the heart of man was just continuously wicked. And so God said to himself, I will destroy the earth, because he deeply regretted creating man on earth. But he remembered Noah because Noah he found grace with Noah. And so he instructed Noah, he said, Noah, build an ark, which was a huge giant boat basically. And he told Noah the exact dimensions he should build the ark. And he said, you have to gather 2 of every livestock, okay, to preserve those. And of course, Noah's family, Noah also informed his family, but Noah also told the people, around him, they did not believe him. Now, it took a while before the ark was completely built, okay? And God told him to build an ark because he was going to destroy, okay, the whole world with rain. Okay, there was going to be a flood. And of course, when he told people, they did not believe him. God is a timeless God, so he doesn't have, the concept of time is very different for God. And so I don't know if they're waiting for tomorrow, but it took much longer than they had anticipated. But eventually the rain did start, and Noah did everything as he was instructed. And so it poured and destroyed everybody except for Noah's family, who actually went into the ark, and all the animals which Noah had with him, who he also brought onto the ark. And it rained and rained for many days and many nights. And eventually, God then spoke to Noah, and the rain stopped. And actually, the rain stopped, and then the land began to dry up. And once the land dried up, God let them know when it was time for all of them to come out. And Noah and his family came out with all their livestock, and God promised that he was not going to destroy the earth again. Okay, and so the rainbow is actually the sign that God sends to his people in remembrance of that covenant which he made, that he would no longer destroy the earth. So this is a very, very quick summary because, as you can tell, based on the chapters that I told you, it's a pretty long story, but it's a very interesting one, which I will encourage you to go and read yourself. So I think there's several morals of the story you can get from this story. And one of the ones that I do want to point out is God is a God that does not like wickedness. He does not like wickedness. And He does want to find good in our hearts and the hearts of men. He wants to have mercy on us. He wants to save us. But He is a righteous God. And although He's very patient, God is God and He's righteous. So don't continue to dwell in iniquity thinking that it's okay. Don't continue to sin and have no remorse about it. Cry out to God to help you. He wants to help you. It's rather than just continuously living in sin. Also, another thing is obedience to God is very important. Noah obeyed God in spite of people not believing him. He obeyed God. He trusted God. When God tells you to do something, do it. He's God. He will not lie. Now, his concept of time is not like our concept of time. So, yes, he may have promised you something, and you're looking at it like, it's 5 years now. And what God promised me has not come to pass. He has not forgotten you. He will bring it to pass. Your only job is to believe him and do what he says you should do. Another moral of the story is that God loves us, because in spite of the wickedness of man and how man was, he still said, you know what, I won't destroy the world anymore. Okay, he still said that after all that. And so I just want to say there's always mercy. Even if you're going through a lot of persecution, sometimes we go through things not because we sinned or anything, but just because of life. But sometimes we do go through a lot of persecution because we did do wrong. And so when you do wrong, don't be afraid to call to God. He will still, He's a loving Father. He will still have mercy. It's a lie from the devil if anybody ever tells the devil or something in your mind is saying that, you know what, you cannot be forgiven. You know, you did this, you did that, you did a lot of things. It is not true. As long as you turn away from it and you are genuine in asking for help, in asking God for help. It doesn't mean you won't suffer some consequences, but it does mean that God will forgive you. And your soul is much more important than earthly things. So again, remember God is a loving God, but He's also a Father. He's also righteous. And He will not stand for unrighteousness. So please and please, no one is perfect, but you should take things unto God. If you're struggling with a character defect or you're struggling, take it to God and He'll work it out for you. Rather than just say, you know what, I'm just going to keep doing me. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Don't do that, because there are consequences. And sometimes they're just natural consequences. So I hope that you got something out of this, and I definitely want to admonish you to please read those Bible books. Again, like I said, you can find most of it in Genesis 6, 5 to 22, the whole of chapter 7, the whole of chapter 8, and the whole of chapter 9. God bless you and have a blessed day.